There are 5 things I don't like about my Model 3. Wait, what? Does that mean that my honeymoon is over with Tesla? Hey there, I'm Joy. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I share my Tesla Model 3 owner experience to help new owners learn more about this amazing car, and also for future owners who are still researching to make an informed decision on their purchases. If you enjoy my videos and what I have to say, please consider subscribing. I've had my Tesla Model 3 for 7 months now, and I've actually been wanting to do this video for quite some time. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a very happy Tesla Model 3 owner. However, there are 5 things that I do not like about this particular car. I'm just not really thrilled about them. And since this channel and the purpose of my videos is to document my Tesla Model 3 owner experience, I am obligated to share with you the good and the bad, what I like and what I don't like about this car, so that if you are still sitting on the fence about ordering a Model 3, hopefully this will help you to make a decision. Disclaimer, when I ordered my Model 3, this was advertised as first production vehicle, meaning this is an early build, maybe Gen 1, probably not Gen 1, maybe probably Gen 2 is more of an accurate description of my Model 3. My car's VIN number is in the 41,000s. It's not terribly early, but I know that now the VIN numbers, they're up to 6 digits. So this is still somewhat early. I am still somewhat of an early adopter of the Model 3. Now, some of these things that I'm pointing out, Tesla has already fixed in the later versions, which I'm really happy to hear about. And some of these things I hope that Tesla will fix and improve on as they continue to push more Model 3s off the production line. One thing I like about Tesla as a company is that they do take in their customers' feedback, and they will continue to improve their products based on our feedback, either through tiny little updates on the car hardware wise, or through software update to fix some of the bugs, or to send out new updates and enhancements via the software update. This is why I am still a happy Tesla owner, because every time we complain to Tesla about something that we don't like, or we see that something can be improved on, Elon might get it via the tweet, and then it's done. That's something to keep in mind when you compare Tesla with other EVs that you may be considering, is how quickly can your EV update and fix an issue. So without further ado, let's get on with it. The first thing I don't like about my Model 3 is my seat. I know that Tesla has improved on the seats, because when I did the track mode test, I'll put a link up here, and I sat in the new performance version of the Model 3 that just came out, the seats were so much more comfortable. So right now with this first production seat, it doesn't have much padding. It's not terribly bad, but once I sat in that other seat, I know the difference now. So no, I don't like the seat in this earlier version of Model 3, but thankfully Tesla has improved upon that, so that now when you order the Model 3, the seats will be a lot more comfortable with more padding. Thank you, Tesla, for improving on that. Another thing I don't like about the seat is that it's bucket style. So this is something that Tesla has not changed, because this car does not have air suspension. And I don't really mind it that much, because it makes the car feels a little bit more sporty when you drive. However, I have realized earlier in my ownership that after a trip, my neck would start to hurt. So what I ended up doing is I had to go out and get a pillow. And I'll put a link of this product down below in the description box in case you have something similar as what I'm experiencing. So now when I drive, I do need to have a pillow here so that it will dampen some of that shock when I'm on a bumpier road. So I hope that in later versions of the Model 3, Tesla will be able to change this bucket style seat, which is adjustable and you can't move it around, to more of the traditional type of seat where you have the adjustable headrest. The second thing that I'm not so thrilled about with this car is the lack of automatic trunk lift. In Model S and Model X, when you press on the key fob, your trunk will very nicely and gently automatically open. And there's a button in there that you can press and it will very nicely close itself. But not the Model 3. It's still completely manual. I know other owners have complained about this as well. For me, I paid with fees and taxes a total of $62,000 for this car. So this car is considered a luxury level of car. And for Tesla not to include this convenience feature, I don't get it, and it's unacceptable. So I hope Tesla will include this in later versions of the Model 3. Thankfully, there are some really smart and brave people out there who have done some hacks for us. Thanks to Brian from I Want Tesla, he has figured out a way to change the struts and the springs in your front and your trunk to make them open automatically. You will still, however, have to close them manually, but it is one step closer to that dream automatic trunk and front lift. I am linking Brian's videos down below, and I'm actually going to do the frunk mod in the next week when I have some time. So thank you, Brian. The third thing I don't really like about my Model 3 is the design of the door opener and the manual release in case you lose power and you need to get out. The door button has been a challenge for every new person that comes into my car. When they try to get out, everyone's looking around. How do I get out? And I have to always tell them, just press that little button on the handle and the door will open. However, there have been a couple of instances early on when my friends would come in and then we're chatting and they're leaving and they are looking around, they're feeling for it and didn't know where that button was and forgot where that button was. And out of reflex from the old car, because the manual cars, you just, pull and then the door will open, they would pull on accidentally the manual release, which Tesla does not recommend that you do on a regular basis. The last time this happened with my passenger side, the very next day, I had really loud rattling noise in the door. And I ended up having to take that back to the service center. Initially, they said that they broke a cable, but then later on, after they diagnosed it further, they told me that they just had to insulate it a little bit more. So now I don't hear that rattling noise when I drive anymore. But it was really annoying. And I wish that there is another way. Unfortunately, I don't have a suggestion or solution to this, to better design the door handle opening and to better design the manual release for the door handles. The fourth thing that I don't like about this car, and I think this is more of a personal preference, is that the side mirror on the passenger side, the way that the mirror is set in the casing, somehow for me, it loses some viewing area. I don't know if you ever notice it, but if you kind of lean over and you look, you can actually see a little bit more of the reflection in the mirror versus when you're just driving and you're glancing over. And I feel that the mirror is set a little bit more inside of the casing. And if they could change it so that the mirror is more right at the tip of the casing, and when you adjust that mirror, you will not lose that viewing area. So again, this is my personal preference and what I've noticed. If you're fine with it, just don't bother with it. But hopefully Tesla can look into it and make some adjustments in the future. The fifth and final thing that I don't like about Tesla is how long it takes to charge the battery. Now, this is a universal problem with EVs, and this is the biggest pushback from ICE owners who do not like EVs. They will always throw it in your face. Well, how long does it take for you to charge your car? It takes me 3 minutes to go to a gas station. It takes you half an hour, 45 minutes to charge 70%. You're right. And this is the biggest thing that may prevent people from switching over to EV. To me, this was not a deal breaker because I had expected it. I did my research. I knew that the battery technology is still advancing. People are still doing R&D on it, trying to find the best way for the batteries to retain its power without draining so much, and for technologies to be developed that you are able to charge a battery much faster. So I know that there are companies in Europe, and Elon has also tweeted that they are working on level 3, I guess, charging, or one step above the supercharging speed. Even this last week, when the first Model 3 shipped in Europe and they have the CCS charger, they have documented even higher charging rate than the current superchargers for Tesla here in the States. So this issue is still being worked on, and I hope that in the next 3 to 5 years, all the automakers that are producing EVs can come together and find a solution to reduce the charging time of all the EVs. After owning my Tesla, and I have to charge this bigger battery, 75 kilowatt hour battery that's rated for 310 miles. I've had a lifestyle change where I have to go to the supercharger and wait at the charger for 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes for my car to charge anywhere between 20 to 90%. A lot of people just don't have that time or patience, and that time can be spent doing other stuff. It is a change of my routine, but it would be really nice if Tesla and other EV companies can come up with a solution to charge the car a lot quicker so that we can get on with our lives. If you are already a Model 3 owner, what are some of the things that you don't like about your car? Or if you're just a Tesla owner, either Model S or Model X, what are some of the things that you wish that Tesla could improve on and change? Please leave a comment down below. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. Once again, if you enjoy my video and what I had to share, don't forget to subscribe down there, give it a like, leave comments or ask me questions, and I'll do my best to answer. Until next time, God bless you.